Today we're going to be tying a basic spinner pattern using CDC for the wings. In the vise I have a size 16 Mudstad standard dry fly hook. I'm going to be tying it with brown UTC size 70. For the tail, I'm going to be using 2 black Fibbits. For the wings, we're going to be using 2 CDC feathers, and the dubbing will be hairline and rust color. We're going to start our thread 1/3 of the hook shank back from the eye. And secure our tag in. Continue your thread down till you're even with the barb of the hook. Now we're going to select 2 of the black Fibbits. The length of the tail on this fly will be twice the length of the shank of the hook. And we're going to tie those in where we stopped our thread, getting them to rest on the top of the side of the hook. I'm going to take 1 thread underneath the Fibbits to help lift them up and to start display. And trim off the excess. Now we're going to take a piece of our thread about 5 inches long and catch the hook with the thread, then bring the thread up in between the 2 Fibbits. And this will help splay the 2 tail fibers. Once that piece of thread is tied in, snip off the excess and bring our thread back just before the tail. I'm going to apply dubbing wax to my thread and very lightly start adding dubbing to the thread to make a dubbing noodle. Once we have the dubbing noodle made, we're going to start dubbing the body. Once the dubbing is catched, we want to bring it back to the base of the tail. and then start coming forward, building up a nice tapered body. And I want the body to end where our thread started. These long errant fibers, we're going to go ahead and trim those out of the way. And take just a small amount, a little bit more dubbing, and finish the body. Now with the CDC feathers, we're going to align the tips. And place them so the two feathers curve away from each other. The wing will be 1 hook shank in length and tied directly in front of the dubbing body we just made, both on top of the hook. Once you have those secured, pull them back and put your thread in front of the CDC feathers. Now take a very small amount of the dubbing again and make another dubbing loop. Pull the CDC feathers back and put a little dubbing ball in front of the CDC feathers. Once you do that, advance your thread forward to behind the eye of the hook. Now we're going to separate the two CDC feathers, pulling one on each side. With the two feathers separated, take your excess CDC feathers and pull them over the back in between the two wings. And then catch the excess material behind the eye of the hook. And tie down the material. Once you have the material tied down, you can trim the excess. And build up a small head onto the fly. and whip finish the fly. Trim off your thread. And apply a small amount of head cement. And there is a completed CDC spinner.